Today I'm going to explain why you should be using sharpening stones to sharpen your kitchen knives rather than this thing that you can probably find in the bottom of your kitchen drawer. Then I'm going to show you exactly how you can use these stones to sharpen your knives at home. Here's a Pullthru kitchen knife sharpener that I found sitting at the bottom of one of our drawers. The angles created by these sharpening implements will be translated onto the final edge of the kitchen knife. The problem with this is that the angle is often really obtuse and will result in a final edge that'll act more like a wedge. Another issue with these Pullthru knife sharpeners is that they're very aggressive and remove way more material than is necessary. If you continuously use the Pullthru knife sharpener and remove a lot of material from the edge, you'll start to see a dip begin to form in this area of the knife. That'll reduce the effectiveness of the knife by a lot and also reduce its lifespan. Sharpening stones like these are a much more effective method of sharpening your kitchen knives. Now I'm going to show you how to use them. Here's an 8-inch chef's knife that I just finished up the other day. The edge is down to a couple thousandths of an inch thick, but it's still unsharpened, which you'll be able to see in the paper cut test coming up. I'm going to start by establishing the edge using a coarse DMT bench stone. The coarse grit is equivalent to around 325 in normal grit, which is enough that it'll take off material quickly without being too fast. I like sharpening by using pushing and pulling strokes with medium pressure at an angle of about 15 degrees. When you get to the curved belly of the knife, it's important that you lift your hand up slightly so that the angle stays consistent along the entire length of the edge. Here you can see as I get to the belly, I lift my hand slightly, and then when I get back to the heel area of the blade, I drop it back down. Now I'm ready to move on to sharpening the other side of the edge. As you go through the sharpening process, it's important that you keep your stones wet with water. I like keeping a bottle filled with water next to the stone so I can just spray it down after every few minutes. Now that I've formed a burr on both sides of the edge, I can move on to the next higher grit. I like to check if I have a burr formed by running my fingers over the sides of the edge and feeling if there's any bits of metal that are catching my fingertips. If you feel something kind of grabbing your finger pads, then you know you have your burr formed. Here's a microscope image of a knife's edge that has been sharpened on a coarse sharpening stone. As you can see, the edge is a bit jagged and has a toothy quality to it. This would be good on a knife that'll be used to cut something such as rope where you need the teeth to grab into the material. However, on our kitchen knife, we want to have just a little bit of tooth while still having enough polish that the knife will cut smoothly. That's why we're going to move up a couple grits so that we'll have that nice polish. The next stone I'm going to use is a 1000 grit Chaucerra waterstone. Just by listening to the sound that the knife makes on the stone, you can tell that the stone is a much finer grit than the last one I used. Now that I'm done with the 1000 grit stone, I'm going to polish off the burr using this leather strop. You can buy fancy leather strops online, but I just made my own using a piece of leather that I glued onto a little piece of wood. It's not beautiful, but it definitely gets the job done. I then loaded that with 1 micron diamond spray, which you can also just buy online. And fellas, if your lady likes diamonds, but you can't afford a ring, consider buying this diamond spray. Her finger might not look sharp, but at least your knives will be. I use the leather strop by doing reverse strokes at approximately the same angle as when I use the stones. Just use light pressure and do an even amount on both sides. Now it's time to try the paper cut test again to see if our sharpening process made a difference. Here's the same knife's edge after being sharpened on a 1000 grit sharpening stone. As you can see, there are still a few small teeth, but overall it's much more polished. These small teeth will help the knife grab into slippery foods such as a tomato skin. I hope you found this video helpful and that it might inspire you to use sharpening stones to sharpen your kitchen knives. Using stones can be a challenge, but with practice you'll get a good feeling for it and your knives will be sharper than ever. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section below or by sending me a message on Instagram @StarkKnives. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel by clicking on the link below.